Uber and Uber drivers is just like a pimp and like a hoe. That's kind of how I see it. Every time you see a pimp is always looking good, okay? A pimp is always looking good, all right? A hoe, she might look good sometimes, and sometimes she might look crazy. And that's the same exact way I would describe Uber as the pimp and the drivers as the hoe. Why Uber drivers are some of the stupidest people on earth. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Jermaine, back with another video. Now, I haven't talked about Uber for a very, very long time on this channel. I've been just traveling for the past 3 months, and I really haven't said much about Uber. But there is a lot of talk out there about how Uber should pay their drivers more. There's all these rallies, there's all these strikes. There's some bill in like Los Angeles that's about to pass that would give drivers more benefits. But if drivers actually had benefits and if drivers had rights like an employee, that means that drivers would be employees, and that means that that's so bad. You guys don't want to become employees, because that's one of the wonders and that's one of the main benefits of driving for Uber. You can do it when you want to, not when they tell you to drive. I've been following a handful of like just Uber YouTube channels, and I've been watching a lot of videos today. And one thing I hear that drivers are just very, very, very upset about is, oh my gosh, how drivers just want to make more money. How drivers want to make more money. Guys, I'm gonna put it like this, okay? I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna break it down. I'm about to piss off a lot of you Uber drivers out there, and that's basically why I'm making this video, because like I say, I really think that Uber drivers are some of the dumbest people on earth, all right? Not all Uber drivers, but a large percent of Uber drivers. If you are out selling strawberries on the side of the street, and you buy your strawberries from one place, and then you go and you sell them for a different price to other people. If the person that you buy the strawberries from, if the price starts to increase and you can't sell the strawberries for more, you're going to begin to lose money, okay? Now, who is the fool in this situation? The guy that's selling the strawberries, or you who are buying the strawberries and you're not making money off of them anymore, but you just keep going back and you keep going back and you keep buying strawberries, you keep buying strawberries. You don't change. You don't evolve. You don't think of something else to sell. You don't think of, okay, maybe I should sell oranges. Maybe I should sell bananas. Maybe I should sell watermelons. Maybe I should sell whatever. But you say, look, I want to sell strawberries, and the price is going up on strawberries. I'm making less money selling strawberries. Therefore, I'm going to complain at the guy who's selling the strawberries. No, it's not his fault, okay? It's not his fault. It's your fault. You need to wake up and move on if it's not working out for you. Uber, all right? So many people always talk about Uber, right? They always talk about how, you know, they go out and they drive and they don't make money driving for Uber. Uber and Uber drivers is just like a pimp and like a hoe. That's kind of how I see it. Every time you see a pimp is always looking good, okay? A pimp is always looking good, all right? A hoe, she might look good sometimes, and sometimes she might look crazy. And that's the same exact way I would describe Uber as the pimp and the drivers as the hoe. A lot of times, you got drivers out here looking crazy, yo. They out here, they don't know what they're doing. They're not making money. They're upset that they're not making money. They're upset that they don't know what's going on. I mean, it's kind of a sad situation, but yeah, you got a lot of drivers out here doing this. And then you also got Uber, you got the company and their employees. They're the ones that's looking good. They're the ones who don't own cars. They're the ones who are requesting the Uber rides. They're the ones that are living in the $3,000 a month apartments in San Francisco, not the Uber drivers. So at the end of the day, a lot of people just need to wake up. Wake up. Every Uber driver that you see on YouTube, the reason why they make YouTube videos is usually they live in an area where they can make a decent amount of money, and they have content to talk about. And like I said this morning, I've been watching a handful of different YouTube channels, and that's one thing I see, man, this guy's making good money over here, and this guy's making good money over here. A lot of people will sit down and watch these videos on YouTube and see someone, maybe they live in a college town, okay, because college towns, you can do pretty good. Or maybe it's a tourist town where, you know, in the summertime, there's lots of tourists around, there's lots of hotels, that sort of thing. maybe you're watching a channel like this and you see, wow, this person's making $200 in 6 hours. This person's making $200 in 7 hours. This person's making $400 on a Saturday. That's where they live. You may not necessarily live in a place where Uber is even in demand like that. Or you may live in a place where Uber is in demand, but there's a gazillion drivers. So if Uber actually, made people employees, do you guys realize that majority of people that are driving today won't be driving like if Uber made you an employee? Because Uber would not have all these excess people just sitting around. So basically a lot of people would lose out. I'm not telling you guys in LA to vote against this bill. I'm not telling you to vote for this bill. Because I understand that there's a lot of people out there, they're saying that they will not vote against the Los Angeles bill just because Uber has done them wrong in the past. Okay, I totally get it, but you're still sticking around. Like, you're still sticking around. You're just like the guy selling the strawberries. He's not making money, but he's still sticking around and complaining about it. Why won't you just move on and go do something else? The Uber drivers just get stuck doing it. Just think about the taxi industry, guys. Just think about the taxi industry. When Uber first started up and Uber was going to different cities and it was hurting the taxi business. Look at that. There's still taxi drivers out there, but there's not as many as it once was. Because taxi drivers moved on. They said, look, I'm not going to keep coming here. Taxi drivers got smart. They moved on. They're like, yo, taxi drivers got smart. They moved on. A lot of them figured out, look, I'm not making money, so why am I still doing this? But for some reason, Uber drivers just don't think like this. Another thing about Uber drivers are the type of people most Uber drivers definitely do not know how to run a business or how a business is ran. I can sort of understand, I totally get it why a lot of drivers are very pissed off when they receive $7 for a ride and the customer paid $20. So Uber has taken more than a 50% cut from the driver. And, drivers complain and say, I'm using my car, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Well, I understand not every driver receives weekly bonuses, but I know that there's a lot of drivers out there who receive weekly bonuses. And if you don't know what a weekly bonus is when Uber sends you a message saying, if you complete 20 rides, this week, we'll give you an extra $50, we'll give you an extra $75. If you complete, 30 rides this week, and it's usually Monday through Thursday, if you complete 30 trips, we'll give you an extra such and such. So there's bonuses out there. I get it, some of the fares can be very, very low, but there's also a lot of bonuses, there's a lot of incentives. There's other ways to make money with Uber. There's tipping now. So to say that you're only making $7 on a $20 trip, well, maybe the person tipped you. Maybe someone, bought some candy out of your car, because people do that. Maybe someone bought some bottled water, because I know a lot of drivers do that. I just found it amazing that people, it just doesn't click in their head, like, this is not working, so I'm just gonna keep doing it, and eventually it will work. Like, no. I imagine if this bill passes in Los Angeles, it's gonna go against the drivers. Yeah, a few drivers will make more money, definitely. A few drivers will make more money. But majority of drivers may lose out greatly. They may not even have access to the app if this is all legit, because I know a lot of people out there are saying that this is just a way that Uber can sort of get drivers scared and, get them to vote in Uber's favor, because if you vote in Uber's favor, it actually helps Uber. But my honest belief is, if this bill passes, the rideshare industry is going to switch up in Los Angeles, and it's going to be a whole lot more regulated than it is now, just because you will be an employee. I can see things happening like drug testing, and you probably will have to have a set schedule. I can see far more inspections, like car inspections. I know now the car inspections are pretty, I want to say they're pretty basic, but I imagine if you're getting paid as an employee, you would probably have to like have a more legit car inspection, and they'll probably do things like test the brakes and test the tires, because with the Uber car inspection, I don't think they check the brakes. Maybe they check the tires. I'm unsure. I haven't did an Uber inspection for a couple months now, so I don't know. And who knows? It's probably changed by now. So that's just my thought about Uber drivers. Like I'm not saying that every Uber driver is an idiot and every Uber driver is stupid, but for someone who just continues to try something over and over and over, when do you realize that this doesn't work and I should invest my time and my energy in something else that could possibly work? Oh my gosh. I just found it fascinating. I actually really like delivering for Uber. I don't like driving for Uber just because of the whole rating system, and I don't want someone to get in the car and they want to go like, you know, all the way from San Francisco to San Jose in rush hour traffic, and it takes 2.5 hours to get there, and then it takes me 2 hours to get back to the city. So that's why I don't drive for Uber anymore. I always say when I go back to the US, when I go back to San Francisco, I'm gonna drive for Uber, and I never do, just because it's just so much easier to do deliveries, and especially in the electric car, I don't really have to worry about ever like, you know, running out of electricity, because I'm only staying in the city and there's tons of places to charge in the city. But I don't know, that's just my 2 cents on Uber. Yeah, anyway, I just wanted to talk about Uber drivers and this new bill. So if it passed, yeah, it might be great for a few people, but I imagine that it won't be a good deal for everyone, and a lot of people will lose access to the Uber app and how it works today. This is what I believe. This is not a fact. Uber has sort of made this claim, but yeah, I really believe that could definitely happen. But I'm not telling anyone to vote against this bill or for this bill. Like, that's up to you. Honestly, if Uber sent me the bill, I would vote in Uber's favor. That's just me, because I don't feel like the type of driver I am. I don't feel cheated by Uber, like, at all. Like, I just don't. Like, I don't feel Uber took anything from me. I mean, I kind of feel like a little pissed off when I got a car. Like, I got a new car and then Uber lowered the rates. But once again, like, Uber didn't go out and tell me to buy the car. Like, I went out and bought the car myself. You know, I could have kept the used car that I had and just kept driving it, and I would not even had a payment, you know? So, you know, Uber didn't force me to get a new car, you know? So I can't really blame that on Uber. And also in San Francisco, like, I've had really good luck with Uber. So I can't really say I feel that Uber's did me wrong. Now, I get in a lot of other markets, people say that, you know, oh, they lowered the rates, and they've lowered the rates. Once again, like, if they lowered the rates on you and you're still doing it, like, you're telling Uber that that's okay, basically. You're telling Uber that that's okay that they're paying you less and you still want to do it. So it's not really Uber's fault, you know? I mean, it's just like if I'm selling strawberries to you and I increase the price like 10% every month, well, if you keep paying the price, well, of course I'm gonna keep increasing it because you're still buying it. Like, you're still getting by. But when you stop, you know, buying strawberries from me, then I'll realize, yo, maybe I should lower the price so I can sell more strawberries. So that's how you work against Uber. You just stop doing it. Like, you just go do something else, you know? And then eventually, you know, when they need more drivers, like, they'll raise the rates. Like, it's just like the whole scenario of selling strawberries, yo. Look at Uber like someone buying strawberries and someone selling strawberries, and look at Uber like a pimp and a hoe, because a lot of y'all out there straight up getting pimped just like a hoe, and y'all know who the pimp is and y'all know who the hoe is. But anyway, I'm out. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, y'all.